All right, 6th grade. This is your math lesson for Thursday, April the 2nd. Thursday, April the 2nd. And this is review for the test that you will be taking on Friday. Math test 14 on Friday. I will remind you of this, but I want lesson 139. I want that delivered to school with your language quiz and math test this weekend, and I'll remind you of that. But lesson 139, I want to grade, so put your name on it, make sure you do it well, and hand that in on Friday with everything else. And I will have a video Friday morning with everything that I want delivered to school. All right, this is basically what is going to be on your math test. Rules of divisibility. Well, rules of divisibility. That's that list of numbers, or that number is whatever the number is it divisible by 2, by 3, yes or no answers. 8 yes or no answers there. All right? So either have that memorized, or again, you can do it. You can take the number. If the number is 55, go 55 divided by 3 if you're not sure. See if it comes out even. All right, interest. How do you find interest? Remember the formula for interest. Interest equals principal times rate times time. So the principal is the amount that you borrow, right? Let's borrow $5,000. $5,000 is the principal. The rate is 9% interest for 3 years. All right, you can work that out if you want to. Just remember, 5,000 times what? What does 9% look like? 9% is 0.09, right? And 3 years. So what's 5,000 times 3 years? 3 years times 5,000 would be 15,000, right? 5,000 times 3 is 15,000. Let's go 15,000 times 0.09. You could actually do that like this. 0.09 times actually do it like this. 15,000 times 0.09. Right? These zeros are going to come down. 5 times 9, 45, 9, 13, 5. So your interest 2 places would be $1,350. Multiply, doesn't matter what order. 5,000 times 3 times 0.09. 5,000 times 0.09 times 3. Make sure you work the decimal, put it where it belongs, make sure you have all the zeros that you need. Simply a multiplication problem. Principal times rate times time. Interest. Sorry, I hope I should have stepped aside and made sure you could see all that. But put in here, interest equals PRT. This will not be an open book test, so you have to have that stuff memorized. Compare fractions. That is talking about if you have 2/5 and 3/4. Find the common denominators. When you find the common denominator, whichever one has the largest numerator is the biggest one. So compare means you will use the greater than, less than, or equal sign to compare fractions. Circle graphs. There will be a circle graph where you need to get information off of the circle graph like you did in the last couple lessons. Unit price. Unit price. So I'm buying, let's say I'm buying 5 bushels of apples for $60.25. Sorry, I just made up one. Unit price. The unit here in this is the bushels, okay? A unit price, I want to know how much 1 bushel of apple costs. And it might say use proportion on the test. I don't know if it does or not, but you do not have to use proportion. The easiest way to figure out unit price is simply divide 60.25 divided by how many bushels? 5 bushels. Right? 5 into 6, 1, 2 decimal. Okay, that's going to be 10. It's going to be 0. 2, that's going to be 0. 5 into 25 is 5. $12.05 is your answer. That's all you need to have. That means 1 bushel is $12.05. Okay? Simply divide what you're paying by the amount of units, and that will give you the price of 1. Convert to percent by using proportion. That's what this is talking about right here. Convert to percent by using proportion. So if you have 7/12 equals what percent? Okay, so here's your fraction, 7/12. Your denominator is going to be 100. And then that is the number, and this is going to be a percent. So this is going to be 12x equals 700. 100 times 7 divided by 12 is really what it is. 12x equals 700. Divided by 12, divided by 12, right? 700 divided by 12 is what? 12 into 70 would be 5, which is 60. 100, 12 into 100 would be 8, which is 96. 4, if you get a remainder, make it a fraction, 4/12, which you reduce to 1/3, right? 4/12 reduces to 1/3, and don't forget to put percent. Some of your last assignment, you didn't have the percent. Make sure you have percent. Okay? 58 1/3%. All right? The language of proportion. So that means if I have 12 is 50% of 24. Write the proportion for that. 12 is 50% of 24. Okay? Remember this. You need to remember this. 12, so you have 2 numbers and 2% because this is always going to be 100%. So your bottom, your denominators are your total. So what's the total? So here you have 12 is 50%. 50%, but you don't have 50% there. 50% and 12 mean the same, are talking about the same whatever, okay? 12 is 50% of 24. So that looks like that. And then if you have the proportion, you will probably also have a proportion. So you have this and not the words. You start here. 12 is 50% of 24. So you'll have one like this where you have to write this. You'll have one like this, I think, where you'll have to write the words like that. 12 is 50% of 24. You always have the 100 there. All right, what else? Metric prefixes and numbers. Okay, you need to have these memorized. The kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, and milli. And the numbers that go with it. Kilo is 1,000, right? Kilo, 1,000, hecto, 100, deca is 10, deci, 0.1, centi, 0.01, and milli, 0.001. Have those prefixes and those numbers memorized, okay? Because it will say, it will have kilo, and you will need to write the number 1,000, or it will have 1,000, you will have to write kilo. And then you also need to convert metric measures, like, so then we have, let's say we have grams. Grams is right in here. You have the middle thing, G. So then you have DKG, HG, and KG. DG, remember deci is the DG, deca is DKG, CG, and MG. So then I'm going to say 2,214 milligrams equals how many DKGs? Simply start over here at milligrams and move your decimal point. So on this one, the decimal point is right here. Move your decimal point till you get to decagrams. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, sorry, starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your answer, your numbers don't change, just the decimal changes. You might have to add some zeros. All right? Or if you have, let's go the other way. 3.5 kilograms equals how many centigrams? Okay, then you simply go, so there's your decimal. You start here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you're going to have to add decimals. So you have 3, move it 1, you get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So it was here originally. 1, 2, 3, 4. 35,000 centigrams. All right? Circumference of a circle. All you need to know with the circumference of the circle here is your formula. Circumference equals pi times diameter. 3.14. Pi is 3.14. Always. Times your diameter. So if you have a circle, and all you have is the radius, and the radius is 3 inches. If you just have the radius, then get the diameter first. If it's a 3-inch radius, it's going to be a 6-inch diameter. Always just go 3.14 times diameter. So if you have radius, just get the diameter and multiply 3.14 times whatever the diameter is. 3.14 times diameter, that's all you need to know for circumference of a circle. Test tomorrow, test on Friday. Test 14 on Friday.